Hi everybody, Adam from Jamsville here. Today I want to talk about a practice tool that many musicians use, especially us guitar players. We think that it's helping us to improve our playing, but it's actually stagnating it and possibly making it worse. This tool is the backing track. iRealB, Aebersold's, YouTube backing tracks, we all use them. They're everywhere, and they're only becoming more widespread in music education today. When many of you guys sit down to learn a song or just practice improvising in general, the process looks a little like this. I came up with a name for this phenomenon. It's called
I meant to practice but ended up noodling aimlessly in a backing track meiosis.
Now, don't get me wrong, backing tracks can be very useful when used in the right way. However, this pattern behavior that I just demonstrated is far too common among musicians. I myself have been extremely guilty of this in the past. Whether you're somebody that's trying to learn how to play at the professional level, or if you're just trying to have fun in your spare time, there can be many problems that arise from this type of practicing. The first problem that can arise is that after practicing hours and hours and hours with a backing track, you might find yourself put in a position where you pick up a guitar and somebody asks you, "Hey dude, play us a song. Hey, can you
play us a song?"
Now this might not be a problem if you're more of a singer-songwriter type who's playing more simple chord forms and consistent rhythms to accompany your voice. But if you're playing blues and jazz and something that involves more improvising and single note playing, and you're used to playing with a backing track 24/7, let's say you just might find yourself feeling a little strange when you're asked to play completely alone. Alone.
Alone. I gotta get out of here!
When you're playing alone, suffice it to say, you're the one that's completely responsible for the entire soundscape that the listener is experiencing. And even more importantly, you're the one that's responsible for the time feel and the form of the song. Playing songs along with backing tracks can allow you to get away with momentary lapses in the time feel and the form. The worst part about it is that because of the constant background support, you might not even notice that it's happening. When you're playing by yourself, any weaknesses that you have in these areas will show up immediately. Any split-second lapse that you have could completely throw you off and destroy the performance. Playing a song by yourself will truly test your knowledge of it as well, and you may find out that you didn't know it as well as you thought you did. Practice by playing along only with a metronome, and then once you're fairly comfortable doing that, try testing yourself by removing it. If you still get hung up or thrown off, then go back to practicing with the metronome and keep retesting yourself by taking it away. There's also metronome apps like Metronomics, which allow you to mute the metronome for a certain amount of time, and then it comes back in, giving you a mix of the support from the metronome and playing on your own. Another possibility could be to alternate between using your backing track, playing with a metronome, and playing completely alone. Again, the point of this video isn't to completely demonize backing tracks. They're good as long as you don't only use them. Speaking of having a solid knowledge of a song, this brings us to the next issue with using backing tracks too much, which is when you use them to learn a song instead of using the recording of the song. You're not getting all the information that you need to know about a song that you're practicing. I firmly believe that step number one to approaching any new song is to find the recording of it and listen to it as much as possible and learn that recording inside and out. If you're ever playing along to a backing track, you're not hearing the most important parts of the song. The time feel, the lyrics, the melody, or even the part that everybody so desperately wants to remove from the song when they're practicing improvising, the solos. Believe it or not, it's not always a good idea to remove the soloist from the background when you're practicing soloing. As a matter of fact, I think it's a pretty bad idea. Step number 2 to approaching any new song would be to practice playing along with the recording. Use this as your backing track. If you're learning how to solo on the song, practice improvising while still listening to the track and focusing on everything that's happening. With a backing track, there usually isn't much to listen to other than a repetitive bass line and drums. A fun exercise that I like to do is to simply pretend that you're sitting in with the band. They all have their parts already, and that's not going to change. So what you have to do is listen to them, and you have to make sure that everything that you're playing fits in nicely with them and is not getting in the way. This will be extremely challenging at first, keeping your focus while playing on the recording. But you will get better at it, and it's pretty much the closest thing that you can get to actually performing with the band. On top of that, this will simply increase the number of times that you've heard the song, as while you're practicing, you'll have heard the melody, the lyrics, and all the parts over and over and over and over. If you sit down with a song and do this kind of practicing, I promise you it'll be very hard to forget the song. You'll almost have to try to forget it. Thank you all for watching. I hope that after this video you'll be using a lot more real music for your practice instead of backing tracks. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know if there's any questions you have in the comments section below. There'll be more videos coming soon. Until next time, listen, learn, and jam.